When most guys go out to cold approach, they go out to cold approach. And that's the problem. Because if you go out today to approach women, then that is all you'll do. You'll walk outside, you'll be social, you'll do approaches. But the problem with this is all right, so in this one, what I want to do is I want to explain to you why 99% of men don't get results with daytime cold approach, and it's got nothing to do with the fact that they have approach anxiety, because after a while, approach anxiety stops being the reason why you're not getting the results that your efforts deserve. If you don't know who I am, my name's Christian, and I help dateable men remove their social blocks so they can stop feeling like closet heterosexuals. But the problem is, so many guys today are not getting the results with cold approach that their efforts deserve. And the reason why is because they haven't yet learned how to have cold approach conversations that convert into dates. This is the problem with so many guys today. You might be able to approach now. Maybe you're in a similar position to a lot of my clients where you're not a beginner to daytime cold approach anymore. Maybe you've done over 100 daytime approaches, but right now, all you're getting are flaky phone numbers, conversations that don't go anywhere, and this overwhelming feeling that maybe you're just wasting your time. Maybe this is what's going around in your mind right now. Maybe you're thinking to yourself, maybe this works for other guys. Maybe it doesn't work for me. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe it's my looks. Maybe it's my height. Maybe it's things that I can't change. But what I make all my clients aware of is the approach itself is just the first part, okay? If you actually want dates, results, women, girlfriends from daytime cold approach, you need to know how to have cold approach conversations that convert into dates. Now, later on in this video, I'm gonna give you something that's gonna fast track this entire process, but first of all, I wanna give you a lesser known cold approach mindset. This is something that I don't hear anybody else talk about, because most coaches in this space, they focus on tactics and techniques. They focus on what to say. They focus on how to say it. They focus on push, pull, vibe, stack. Oh, has she hooked yet? Which basically makes you come across as this weird, low value pickup weirdo, because nobody wants that, right? If you're watching my content and you're similar to the guys who I work with, you want to learn cold approach, but you don't want to become a cold approacher, right? You don't want to get a bad reputation in your city. You don't want to get labeled as this creepy, low-value pickup artist who's parading around the shopping mall for 8 hours a day. So what I need you to understand first of all is the mentality you go out to cold approach with will dictate your results. What I mean by that is simple. When most guys go out to cold approach, they go out to cold approach. And that's the problem. Because if you go out today to approach women, then that is all you'll do. You'll walk outside, you'll be social, you'll do approaches. But the problem with this is your conversations lack polarity, your conversations lack a clear masculine edge, your conversations lack clear direction, right? So instead of going out today, instead of going out to approach women, what I want you to do is go out with the mindset of going out to get dates, okay? With all of the guys who I've worked with, this simple shift has been one of the biggest unlocks. And it can be the difference right now between you having conversations that convert into nothing and having conversations that convert into dates. Because when you're going out with the mentality to get dates, the energy in your conversation shifts. You're no longer going out to be validated. You're no longer going out to be universally liked, to be universally attractive. You're no longer going out to seek approval from the feminine. Now you're going out because you've got a clear outcome in mind. A lot of people will tell you, oh bro, be detached from outcome. That's how you get results. But for me, that's like telling a guy who's starving to forget about food. The mind needs an outcome to be attached to. So stop going out to approach, start going out to get dates. Because here's what happens. When you go out to get dates, the actual conversation itself will change. One of the biggest reasons why women flake from a cold approach conversation is because they hadn't mentally experienced the date in advance. Because here's the mistake most guys make. Most guys, when they approach like an accident, okay? They're walking outside, they've got no clear plan, they don't know where they're gonna take these women. So when it comes to the close, they have these vague plans. So they'll say something like, oh yeah, this has been nice, maybe we can hang out sometime, maybe we can get a drink sometime. And the girl has got no clear plan to attach herself to. So understand, people are less likely to bail on plans they've already emotionally committed to. So if you want to have cold approach conversations that actually convert into dates, you need to create the momentum for the date in the cold approach conversation. What that means in plain fucking English is talking about the details of the date. So what you'll see in my cold approach conversations is I set the intention for the date in the convo, right? So I'll say, listen, another time I want to take you to my favorite restaurant in London. It's called Daphne's. Have you heard of it? Meet me there next Saturday, 7 p.m.
Well, listen, you both look great.
Thank you.
You're more my type. So what I want to do is I want to take you to my favorite restaurant in London.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what it is?
What is it?
Daphne's. You been there?
No, I don't think I have.
It's where Princess Diana used to go.
Oh, is
so
it?
you're in fine company there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Let me do it. What's your name? My name's Christian. Nice to meet you.
Christian, nice
Look,
to
let
meet you.
me give you my number.
Okay.
And if you want to come out, you can come out. If not, then I'll never hear from you again, and you can have a lovely time in London, right?
That sounds like a great
I'll say
idea.
it.
Okay, go on.
07. And you have to send me a playful message so I know who it is.
Okay.
All right.
There's a lot of instructions here, Christian. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't told you the most important instruction yet.
What is it?
When you rock up at the door of Daphne's,
Yeah.
you have to wear your best dress.
Okay.
Because if it's not good, they can't let you through.
Oh, right.
They know me there, so like I have certain standards that I have to fulfill. There's a place called Daphne's.
Yeah.
It's in Mayfair.
Yeah.
It was Princess Diana's favorite restaurant.
Right.
So what I want to do when I come back from Bali is I want to take you to Daphne's.
Really?
On one condition though.
What's the one?
You have to wear your best dress.
My
Because
best dress?
yeah, because it's got
Well, I
like
have rules.
it's got like a dress code.
Yeah.
So like when I go there, I have certain standards. Like there you go, your sunshine's come out now. Look at that. Careful you don't get burnt though.
Sorry, my hand's like icy with the
Oh, that's
water.
alright, that's alright, that's alright. I'm not going to say, oh my god, she's sweating
I
me.
know,
What's going
sweaty
on? Play the matcha, that's what I always do. Christian.
Christian,
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Christian with a K.
Nice, lovely.
Yes.
Well, it was lovely to meet you.
It was lovely to meet you as well. The reason I came over to you is because when you're in London, next time that you're here, what I want to do is I want to take you to my favourite restaurant.
Okay,
That's
what's
why-
your favourite restaurant?
Have you heard of a place called Daphne's?
I have, yeah.
Have you
It
actually?
looks good. Yeah, I have
Really?
heard of it. It does
You know
look
what's
good.
special about it though?
What?
Oh, you don't know the history?
No.
Ah, shit. It's Princess Diana.
Right.
It was her favourite restaurant.
Oh, wow.
So if it's good enough for her,
yeah.
it's good enough for us, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so when you're back, that's where I want to take you.
Okay.
So do you use WhatsApp?
I do, yeah.
All right, well, let me take your WhatsApp, and we'll arrange something when I come back. I can't guarantee there'll be matcha, but I'll do my best to provide joy.
And then when you're texting the woman, the texting is simply a continuation of the conversation. You use the texting as a callback reference to solidify the date. But the reason why guys don't get results with cold approach is because they don't have a clear intention. They're going out, they're living like an accident, they're sleepwalking their way through the sets, and they wonder why the women are not going on dates with them. So the first thing I want you to do today, stop going out to approach. That's what beginners do. Go out with the mentality to get dates, because when you do that, your conversations will become more polarizing. You'll also close more of your conversations. This is a massive problem that I see with a lot of my coaching clients. If you don't have the intention to get dates, if your intention is just to approach, you'll have these surface level shit chats. You'll give off these gay best friend vibes like I used to do, because you don't have a clear outcome, right? Because what happens with a lot of guys is they leave so much money on the table by not pulling the trigger at the end of the conversation. They get really good at opening, but they get terrible at closing. Because they don't have the intention to go on dates, they'll get to the end of their conversation, maybe they're self-evaluating themselves mid-conversation, and they're thinking to themselves, oh, there's no point in going for the phone number here. I've only been talking with this woman for 40 seconds. I've not built enough investment. I've not done push-pull vibe stack. Oh, there's no point in me going for the number. Let me tell you a quick story. One of my clients, Rentaro, is a Japanese guy who's living in Portugal, okay? Before working with me, his fiance, the woman he was set to marry, broke up with him on his fucking birthday, right? So when he reached out to work with me, this guy was at complete rock bottom. He'd convinced himself cold approach couldn't work, especially as a Japanese guy living in a Western country. But he knew what he wanted. He wanted to get a Western girlfriend. He didn't want a Japanese girlfriend. He wanted to get a beautiful Portuguese girlfriend, but he didn't think it was possible because he felt as though his communication skills weren't as good as they needed to be, especially speaking Portuguese. And the craziest thing happened after working with me is he approached this woman in Portugal. they had a 40-second conversation. The sort of conversation that most guys wouldn't even close because they don't have the intention to go on dates. That girl who he had a 40-second conversation with is now his girlfriend. A Portuguese girl. And this was a guy who'd convinced himself cold approach couldn't work. This was a guy who'd convinced himself he needed to be this conversation ninja to get results with cold approach. The other thing that I wanted to say too, is the problem with a lot of guys when they're approaching women is they run out of things to say, right? You might have had this before where, have you ever been in a conversation with a woman and your mind, it just goes blank, yeah? You don't know what to say, so you eject yourself from the conversation before she has a chance to reject you. So what I say to all my clients is before you go out to approach, what I want you to do is write down 3 things that are interesting about you. 3 things that are interesting about you, and then you add in the phrase, the reason why.
But the reason why I wanted to go to Bangkok was because I enjoy getting out of my comfort zone, you know?
Yeah.
I think sometimes life gets a little bit boring, a little bit comfortable. So I was like, I need to go, I need to do something that scares me. I was like, what scares me more than going to Bangkok and getting punched in the ribs? That's why I wanted to do that. Why are you here anyway?
For business.
Business. You look like you've got the business attire.
Yeah.
You look sophisticated and sexy, which that's the reason why I came over.
When you add in the phrase, the reason why, you allow your conversations to emotionally connect with the woman, right? Men speak in the language of logic, women speak in the language of emotion. Another reason why women flake is because they didn't feel anything in the conversation. You might be having conversations right now that you think are perfect. You're getting the girl to laugh, you're getting her to smile, you're speaking with her for 8 minutes and you think that conversation's gone amazing, but you never hear from her again. It's because you haven't yet learned how to develop bulletproof emotional investment. So what I've done, because there's so much ground to cover on having cold approach conversations that actually convert into dates, is I put together a free 4-hour cold approach course. This is the only course available which teaches you specifically how to have cold approach conversations that convert into dates. It's called Conversation Killer. It's the course that I wish had been available to me when I first started. So if you click the first link below this video, you will get instant access to Conversation Killer.